We talk a lot about the issues that affects us youth, even in our societal world, and I think it's about time to take a few minutes to discuss this but before we do, we do indeed want to send our hearts and prayers to the ones affected by the deadly wildfires in Australia, where more than 200 homes were destroyed over New Year's and more than a dozen people were killed in these fires. So, and this is just something that I think that we have to take action to climate change, but I'm like, what can be done to prevent these forest fires or wildfires from happening, and how can we take action in getting our voices to be heard in the issues of climate change or global warming? Because, you know, when I was in California, the winds were really gusting, but it caused these wildfires to occur here, which caused a lot of cancellations in certain events here, and it cost a person's life here as well. What was that? Oh, anyway, but you know.
Right, like this is sad that these wildfires just keep happening. Everyone just have to be careful when they're dealing with a fire or even a campfire. Just have to make sure that when you put it out, it's like really out. Don't leave it unattended and like decide to do something else. Even like if people smoking a cigarette, don't just like throw it on the floor. Make sure it's like really out. Make sure you put it out instead of just keep going, because you know that could really turn into a big fire and you don't even know.
And this is why people should listen to Smokey Bear.
Exactly.
All right, because
Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires or forest fires.
That's true.
All right, because if you don't, you're going to be an idiot, all right?
You just have to be very careful, because once a fire hit, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, we don't want that to happen. So just everyone be careful and just be on the lookout. Like when you're dealing with fire, just make sure you watch it, because it's really nothing to play with.
Indeed. I mean, it's like...
It's just sad because it says here on the card more than a dozen people have died in the state of New South Wales alone. More than 900 houses have been destroyed. It's just so sad that, you know, this is happening. Yeah,
and it's like, I don't recall if there were any houses being destroyed when I was in California. Excuse me, but but there has to be something that has to be done. Like we have to come up with a plan to make sure everyone takes care of wildlife and and our climate, because this is getting out of hand here, and we can't have this again. You know? No.
It's just sad. It really is.
Yeah, and this is the thing that we have to find a way to do it here, and I don't know how though. But it's like. We're unsure.
Yeah, everyone just have to keep talking about it and just posting about it, and just don't let it die down, because once everyone keeps talking about it, maybe someone will actually pay attention and say, you know what, we should really like pay attention to it and really take action.
Yeah.
Just don't let it die down, because some people would talk about it and then nothing would get done. That's why.
Yeah.
I just wish the best for people in Australia, and hopefully, you know, things get better out there.
Yeah, and especially in California, because I remember, because I know one of my friends that I visited and saw, who I went to high school with, happens to live in like one of the valleys or hills in California, Los Angeles.
Oh yeah? Wow.
Yeah, and she was affected by this, but luckily she was all right and nothing bad happened here. Okay. But this is no joke at all here, okay? Because if you're in a situation where these fires are really happening, you have to get out immediately, all right? Take control. You have to follow some steps in order to prevent these wildfires from happening. And if a wildfire indeed happens, if God forbids, you should always be prepared to take action and an emergency plan, okay? So if you look at the ad councils, they have all emergency tips to help you get ready for any natural disaster, including wildfires. So I highly recommend you watch that, okay?